morning, it is everyone. Welcome to AM today on this channel. Sunday Balaoli, of course. With me on the program today is Shadi Ogido. Good morning.
Good morning, Sunday. It's nice to be here with you on the show again this morning. Today, the 26th day in the month of May 2023. And gradually, we are moving. Yes, we are moving to the set mark, but that's the day that everybody anticipates. Gradually moving there. Well, there's so much to be said on here. This morning, we're going to take you through our regulars, what the papers say, and from there to our discussion. You don't want to miss out.
Alright, let's start with a check of stories, many headlines international dailies. I was wondering what the set time really means.
Come on.
I think I now get to it.
Yes.
Yeah, the time that Nigerians look forward to a new dispensation of governance. And that's where we'll be starting from this morning on the Blueprint newspaper. On the front page, you have this bold headline there. Our ways rough, but with faith we shall overcome. That's coming from Tinubu, Bags, GCFR, Shitima, GCON. I've run the race and completed my course, says Buhari. He says, assure you best of all candidates. Those stories you find on page 6 of the Blueprint. Still staying with the Blueprint on the front page, May 29. Again, DSS alerts over plots to subvert inauguration. My Kalangu directs tax security in Amak. Those are also talking about the forthcoming inauguration come Monday, May the 29th, 2023. Buhari tax and knock-on welfare, Max airlifts 500 Nasarawa pilgrims. That's on page 5. Now, the bottom part of that paper, on the front page, you find the stories there. Sultan, Oni, others hail Miriam Ado Bayero at book launch. That's on page 17. Terrorists kill over 20 farmers in Zamfara. That's the issue of insecurity there. Sirika Lane landmines for Tinubu, says AON. That's talking about the issue of Nigeria Air. That's reported on page 23 of the Blueprint newspaper. Finally there, Kwankwaso Tobago shun public funds, invest in education. That's on page 16. Details of this and many more you find in the Blueprint newspaper of this morning.
As a straight to the Vanguard newspaper for this morning, I know the extent of tax ahead. I won't fail Nigerians. Says who? That's coming from the president-elect, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You see his picture there, and some people felicitating him, and I guess that's the major story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And I particularly like the caption. Most of the time we say here on the show that most times when politicians get to office, they'll say, they become daunted, by the enormous tax that is before them. But here, Tinubu is telling us that he is aware of the extent of the tax ahead. So, that means
it goes a long way to talk about preparation for public office, but it's not also enough to talk about how prepared you are. We want to really see how prepared you really were when you get up the job, and I think that's what Nigerians really need at a time like this. So many recommendations have gone right from the time of campaigns to the end of the election up until now, and still very many will come even after the inauguration. I just do hope that the president-elect is really well prepared for the task ahead. Yes, he said he knows the road will be rough. Okay, how well he will traverse the rough road will be what Nigerians want to see, especially to have a change of story positively for the Nigerian people.
right. Now that's all on the Vanguard newspaper for this morning.
Alright, that's because you find many advertorials taking the center stage of many of the papers today. It's not unusual when events like this are on the way. Just two stories also you find in the Nation newspaper. This one says it's still the same story, talking about a different version of the headline crafting there. Tinubu, I understand the magnitude of task ahead. President-elect gets button of service transition documents. Buhari confers GCFR on Tinubu, GCOA on Shetima. President says after a good race, I have passed the betting. That's what you'll find in the Nation newspaper of this morning. That's it. We'll move on to the Guardian newspaper. Let's see if we have a bit more stories there. On the front page of the Guardian newspaper of this morning, the Guardian newspaper has some stories for us on the front page. Let's check. Buhari's fragile pieces, a country more fractured than ever. That's an editorial from the Guardian newspaper. I think that's the part 4 of the editorial. It's been running for some time. 8 years after, vanity of rich talents as football declines, team sports wobble without laurels. Alright, the star story there. Court fines ex-presidential candidate 40 million naira for seeking to stop Tinubu's inauguration. Right, that's on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And still taking stories there. Johesu declares indefinite strike, demands adjustment of conhers. Page 3 of the Guardian newspaper also has the story. Nigeria gets 7 oil regulations amid 46.16 billion naira stolen, missing crude. That's huge. Check details also on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Of course, the big story of the Guardian newspaper today is splashed on page 5 of the paper that's talking about the sporting story. You find a picture there of sportsmen and women right on the front page. Buhari passes button to Tinubu, says I've run a good race. You find a picture of the handing over of the baton of leadership there. Inauguration, agencies beef up security, warn against planned disruption. In fact, I think the chief of army staff put it succinctly. If you don't have any business in or around the square, stay away. I think nothing could be clearer than that.
And to be forewarned.
Well,
yes, to be forewarned.
That's if you don't want to be harmed.
Yes.
Then you need to really get to understand that. This is not the time of what the street will call MM. Look, if you were not invited, just
stay away. And see the proceedings there.
I do not think you should risk your life to be mistaken. Let's put it that way. I think we really need to go that road. To be mistaken for an intruder or for someone who wants to disrupt the process. So, if you don't have any business in Abuja, let's just even say it clearly. You don't have any business in Abuja on the day of inauguration, don't even go near. I think that's better for you. And if you're in Abuja and you don't have any business at the venue of the inauguration, stay in your house. Nothing is better than that. I think that is clear enough. Operators kick as FG takes delivery of Nigeria airplanes against court order. That's also reported in the Guardian business page 15 as the details.
Alright, moving from the Guardian, let's go to this day. Yes, what does this day hold for us? Buhari hands over transition documents to Tinubu, bestows on him GCFR, and Shetima GCON, says he ran good race, finished his course as president, charges president-elect and incoming VP to lead with wisdom, courage, and compassion. Reiterates former Lagos governor has experience, capacity to lead the country. Tinubu to Buhari. Wherever you are, be it Daura or Niger Republic, expect knocks on your doors. Says he is aware of the enormous responsibilities ahead of him. Well, that's a good one, as we've said. It's a good one there. Then Buhari.
What knocks actually should Buhari be expecting on his doors?
The experience. Now, you never can say consultations,
I hope so. I hope so.
But he said he doesn't want to be disturbed anyway. He said if he's disturbed too much, he's going to move to Niger. So.
I hope so. Why I'm asking is that when someone exceeds office, there are two knocks that you could expect. One could be to drink from the fountain of your knowledge and experience. The other could be to ask you questions on action and inactions while you're in the office. I just do hope that the knocks will be to Ghana to go from the wealth of experience of the outgoing president, Muhammadu Buhari.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope that is the case here. Buhari, National Assembly should be independent, decide on leadership. They should decide on their own who the leadership, how they want the leadership composition of the National Assembly should be. Well, you find details of that. It's on this day newspaper for today, and
I hope that intervention is not too late.
I mean, he should have spoken out since.
I can
Yes.
where the outgoing president of Spain, as the leader of the ruling party, because that's the assumption that he is the leader of the party, but just as the assumption is that the governors are the leaders of their party in their respective states. So all along there's been squabbles, there's been lots of issues having to
Jostling for the
who
principal
needs
offices.
what in the National Assembly. And if the president, outgoing as he is, has kept mute all along, now less than 4 days to the exit, he's not talking about, of course, he's talking about the right thing, but I just think he should have spoken up quite earlier. Maybe that would have also helped.
You're right. It seems it's coming after the party has taken a stand. The party has taken a stand on how the national leadership of the National Assembly should go. And even the president-elect has made his own position known. And now it's just coming. When is on exit?
Maybe he's also not oblivious of the fact that in a country like ours, an outgoing occupant of a political office apologies is not as useful as the incoming occupier, because many people will shift allegiance. They will think that they don't have so much to get from the outgoing anymore, but they have so much more from the incoming. Sad narrative we will see, but that's just the reality of the Nigerian political arena. Not just the political arena, and also in many other spheres. It also happens in administration, happens in religion, setting, and many other areas. But the point remains that no matter how bad the situation was, or how terribly the people might want to take it, the outgoing president should have come out to really talk about this and make it stand known, talking about the independence of the legislature, because whether you like it or not, that's a constitutional matter.
Yeah, I think he probably didn't want to be held responsible for whatever the outcome is, or he didn't want to share blames or anything. He's done his bit and he's going, so leaving the incoming, to just face the music, as it were. All right, AUPRC signs 7 regulations to push for accurate crude marketing metering, reduce gas flaring. Okay, NNPC has $2.1 billion gas revenue. Executes 5 suits of agreements on OML 130 with Total and others. Okay, and also on this day newspaper, health workers commence indefinite strike nationwide over disputes with federal government. The good news is that health workers in Ondo State are distancing themselves from that strike, saying they find some other ways to sort it, with the state government. It's a good one. Bauer, fighting financial crime is crucial, for national service. Find details of this on page 42 of this day.
Well, it's interesting that health workers in the states are not
joining that strike.
But I also think that's because of the border relationship they have with the government. And I also understand that government has also said it will continue to also do its best in also seeing to their very, very welfare. Now, let's move a bit ahead and check the Daily Sun newspaper. Nothing is new there. Just there's 4 days to hand over. Again, DSS alleges plots to disrupt Tinubu's inaugurations. Once again, comments, publications that will cause violence. I'm interested in that right there. Once again, comments, publications, and other things that will cause violence. So, watch your tongue. Watch what you say.
Watch your tongue. Watch your pens. Watch your write.
Watch your posts. Watch for the things you put on social media platforms, so that you don't do your inauguration in the den of security agencies. I think that's very important. Maybe the net now. Just be careful. It's a taboo to name second Niger bridge after Buhari. That's come from IPOB. Suggests Ojukwu Ekweme as a replacement. Well, this is all that you find on page 8 of the Daily Sun newspaper of today. On the front page of the New Telegraph newspaper, Nas fresh twists as Akpabio Abbas walk tightrope. 73 senators root for Kalu Yari alliance. G6 unveils consensus speak next week. Tension in the north over Gbajabiamila Wase's clash. That's talking about the National Assembly leadership in the New Telegraph newspaper. This morning you find it was there. DSS uncovers plots to disrupt Tinubu governor's inauguration. Health workers begin indefinite strike. That's on page 2 of the New Telegraph newspaper. Grab a copy and you get the details of these and many more in the New Telegraph newspaper.
Alright, on the Daily Independent this morning, nothing new, but at least from their own perspective, and a good race. I have finished my course. That's coming from Buhari as it confers highest national honors on Tinubu and Shetima. President-elect vows not to disappoint Nigerians, and Buhari. Find details of that on the front page of the Daily Independent for this morning. And also on the Daily Independent we are aware of plans to disrupt May 29 inauguration DSS. That's on page 29. The details of that is on page 29. But we hope that they will move beyond being aware to taking steps, to actually nip things in the bud. Lack of trust is breaking up Nigeria. That's coming from Clark. The details of that on page 6 of the Daily Independent. Sirika's action on national courier call for anarchy, says AON. Well, you want to know more about that? Check page 6 of the Daily Independent as well. I think the page 6 is just loaded. Also on that page is 9th as NAS most productive in outputs and outcomes, says Buhari. Court fines ex-presidential candidate 40 million naira for seeking to stop Tinubu's inauguration. Which of the presidential candidates are you wondering? Check page 7 of the Daily Independent. Also on the Daily Independent, there you have a juvenile argument asking why federal government still borrows, awards contracts and all that. And that's coming from Fashola. He says it's a juvenile argument. Well, you want to know why he says that? Find details on the Daily Independent. Don't undermine Nigerians, Obi tells LP lawmakers elect. Right up to that story says, fight temptation to cross carpet to APC, says Aburi. Okay, and finally on the Daily Independent this morning, airports concession is contempt of court won't stand. That's coming from unions. One recent appointments in Nimet misspelled doom for aviation. More stories on the Daily Independent.
Alright, let's just check this on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune before we close up on the spot on this morning. What will we remember Buhari for? Nigerians speak. What are those things that are listed? Lazy youths, longest ASU strike, Twitter ban, Naira to buy Naira, railway, border closure, banditry, second Niger bridge. You won't find details of so many others. Check page 19 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper of this morning. Many other stories there. We've been able to take some of them. ASU ED releases white paper on visitation panels. Kano government drops murder charges against Lugua. That's a big thing. CJN swears in 39 additional election petition tribunals members. Tobacco kills 8 million yearly. That's coming from the World Health Organization. Did you hear that? Tobacco kills 8 million yearly. Don't be a part of the number. Page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune has a story. These are many more you find in the national dailies of today. Let's go on our first break on the outlook. When we return, we'll be taking a closer look at matters arising as far as the issue of the May 29 inauguration is concerned.